Welcome back, newbies. This is the Hive Doctor, your beekeeping mentor. It's my job to take the guesswork out of beekeeping for you so that you can have fun and know what you're doing. Today we're going to continue talking about tools of the trade, and in this particular video, we're going to cover the smoker. Today we're going to cover what makes up a good quality smoker, because a smoker is your best friend when it comes to working bees. Now we're going to talk about the smoker. Probably one of the coolest tools you can have in beekeeping because it's pretty much a contained fire. You see right here I've got two different variations of a smoker. This shorter, smaller one with a domed lid, and this much taller one with a more of a funneled lid. Each one's got pros and cons, but I'm definitely going to recommend this one over this one. And we're going to cover why, but let's talk about the parts of the smoker first. So it consists of the bellows, the part you pump, and that pretty much gives air to the fire that's in this canister chamber. And the lid is hinged. Another use for the Hive tool is to aid you in using your smoker. And inside of this canister, there is a grate in the bottom. It's currently not in place. It's kind of fallen out or fallen over. But what this does, you notice it's got several legs, and this allows this to sit slightly above the bottom of the smoker. That way, air can get in there and feed that smoke, and you have a nice clean burn. And we're gonna have a video just specifically for showing you how to light a smoker and to keep it lit so that it doesn't go out while you're in the middle of a hive inspection. That's one of the most difficult things as a beginner, is knowing how to keep your smoker going, because sometimes a hive will just suddenly decide it's going to change its mood and you're the bad guy and it's going to come after you. They're going to come after you, and you go to grab your smoker to kind of cover up that alarm pheromone, and you find out it's out and you're just like, oh no, and then you have to run really fast. But what a smoker does essentially is covers up the alarm pheromone so that the bees don't smell that alarm and become alerted and then feel like they've got to get defensive and go on the offense and sting you. A lot of misconceptions exist out there that a smoker puts the bees to sleep. Well, that's wrong. Bees don't even sleep. That it calms the bees, and that's kind of a dumb thought, because if you think about it, if you thought your house was on fire, you know, it's full of smoke, would you be calm? The answer is no. No, what it does is covers up that alarm pheromone, because honeybees work on scent. That's how they find flowers. One of the ways, where do they find flowers? What's blooming? It's how drones find queens when they're mating. Their antennae are their noses, and they're incredibly strong. So what this is kind of a beekeeper's friend, just to keep bees, I guess you could say, kind of calm, because they're not becoming so alerted. But this is going to be one of the best tools that you can have. Let's go ahead and talk about the parts of this particular smoker, or we did, but there's one more part I want to cover, and that's this. It's sort of a finger guard or a heat shield, and you will not find this on most smokers. I learned about a year ago that this is primarily on smokers made in Florida, and the reason for that is down there we use pine needles as a smoker fuel. There's multiple things you can use, and I'm going to show you that when we learn how to light a smoker. But pine needles are by far my favorite thing to use. They're so easy because they've got pitch in them. The needles are flammable. So, but the part of the thing is, because of that, these smokers get really, really hot. So this heat shield is going to help keep your fingers from getting so warm when you're using it. Because you notice my fingers go right here between the bellows and that heat shield. It also has this metal guard to kind of help keep you from touching that canister and burning yourself. Not every smoker has those either. This smoker does. The only thing that this smoker really sucks about is this lid doesn't really stay in place. So if you're like that, trying to smoke the bees and the thing flies open, now you've got flames coming out of this, you're burning the bees, the hot embers are falling out all over your bees, and that's no good. The other thing is, when you pump bellows, what's actually happening is there's a small little hole right here, and air is being sent out of the bellows through that hole into this little pipe thing that feeds air into the bottom of the canister. Well, this smoker, that pipe does not continue all the way through. It's only right here, and so it doesn't feed air very well. This smoker has one, and it's actually about this long. It's removable, it's clean, or it's cleanable. So every once in a while, that's something you need to clean out, kind of like a chimney, because soot will build up in there. And the better it breathes, the better performance you're going to get out of it. So this little pipe is what makes this a higher quality smoker compared to the other one. One more thing is, you notice in the difference in height. Well, this smoker, you're going to have to refuel more often because it only holds a certain amount of smoker fuel. Versus this one, you're obviously being taller, you're going to be able to put more smoker fuel in this. It's going to last longer, and therefore you're going to be able to work more hives before you're going to have to repack the smoker. And when I say repack, that's another way of saying just to give it more fuel so that you can keep working. When it comes to smokers, the idea is to create a smoke that is a cool smoke. And I will show you the difference, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, a cool smoke is one that's nice and white and thick and billowy. When you see a smoke that's thin and gray, it means that it's getting hot, and you can actually burn your bees with a hot smoke. You can pump this so much to a point where you've got flames coming out of this, and that's not good. But don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to do this the right way, how to keep your smoker going, and how to be safe with it as well. As always, thank you for watching. My newbies, my apprentices, don't forget to drop me one of these. Check the description and the links below for the tools and equipment and gear that I use. And don't forget to subscribe.